guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're gonna make these cute little baby boots. This is gonna be for a 1-year-old baby, so let's look at the materials. So for this project I've taken 2 balls of cotton yarn of 2 different colors. So one is going to be brown, and I'm going to make each of my yarns as double yarn, and one is like a creamish yellow. I've taken 2 threads as a stitch marker, scissors as always, a needle for sewing in our ends at the end, towards the end, and a 3mm crochet hook. So gather your materials and let's get started. So to make the sole of the shoe, I'm going to start with a slip knot. So wrap the yarn around your finger and over the first loop. Take the first over the second and drop the second loop. So we're going to chain 15. So wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through. So 15 chains, and when that's done, we're going to wrap around and we're going to do a double crochet from the 3rd chain from the hook. So if this is our chain, we are going to do a double crochet from the 3rd, that is skip this, and on the 3rd chain. So wrap around, go into the 3rd loop, draw up a yarn, 3 loops on your hook, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around and pull through 2. So that's 1 double crochet. We're going to make 2 more, so it's going to be 3 double crochets. 3 loops on your hook, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around and pull through 2. 1 more, pull through 2 and through 2. So after this we are going to do 1 double crochet all the way down. So wrap around, go into the next, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, wrap around, pull through 2, wrap around and pull through 2. Wrap around, go into the next, do a double crochet, 3 loops, pull through 2 and through 2. So do this all the way across the foundation chain. Second last, I'm putting 1 last double crochet, and coming to the last stitch we are going to do 6 double crochets because it's going to be an increase and we need to come back to make the sole of the shoe. So it's going to be 6 double crochets in the last stitch. Wrap around, go in, draw up a loop, 3 loops, wrap around, pull through 2 and through 2. That's 1. Go back in the same, another double crochet, wrap around, go back in the same, the 3rd double crochet, wrap around, 4th double crochet, 5 and 6. So 6 double crochets in the last chain. Okay, so I have done that, and now we're going to make 1 double crochet all the way back till we come to the last. So again, find the next loop. This is the last loop and this is the second last loop. So find the second last, go back in, draw up a loop, 3 loops, pull through 2, pull through and 2. So go into every stitch all the way down with 1 double crochet in every stitch. As you can see, I'm just dragging along the tail so that I don't have to sew it in later. Make sure you go in all the stitches, and if you have a count in the first side, it will be easier for you doing the second side. So I've come to the last and I'm putting my last double crochet there, and this gap we see here, this gap, we are going to make 3 double crochets in this gap. Okay, so that was our starting, so let's make 3 double crochets there to finish off. 1, 2, and 3. That's done. And finding the top of our first chain 3, we are going to slip stitch at the top there. Okay, and slip stitch. So that's our row 1. Start off with 3 double crochets from the 3rd chain, 1 double crochet all the way down, 6 double crochets in the last, come back up with 1 double crochet all the way, and in the last chain 3 double crochets and slip stitch. Right, so moving on to row 2, chain 1, 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So wrap around, go in, draw up a loop, wrap around and pull through all 3. So please ignore that excess thread. Again, go back in the same, wrap around, go back in the same, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, wrap around and pull through all the 3. So wrap around, go into the next, draw up a loop, 3 loops, wrap around and pull through all 3. So go back in the same and pull through all the 3. So 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches is done. Now we're going to make 6 half double crochets. So wrap around, go in, draw up, pull through all 3, wrap around, go in, draw up, pull through all the 3. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So after this 6 half double crochets, we're going to make 1 double crochet in the next 3. So wrap around, go in, pull through 2 and through 2, 1, pull through 2 and through 2, 2, go in, pull through 2 and through 2. That's 3 double crochets. And now we're going to put 2 double crochets in the next 10 stitches. So wrap around, go in, draw up, pull through 2 and through 2, go back in the same, draw up. This is an increase, so we're putting 2 half double crochets in each stitch for the next 10 stitches. And 10. So 2 double crochets in the 10 stitches, and I finished that. Now we're going to make 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So wrap around, go into the next, 1 double crochet, go into the next, 1 double crochet, that's 2, go into the next, and that's the 3rd double crochet. So again, coming back to our decrease, height decrease. So wrap around. In the next 6 stitches, we're going to make half double crochet. So wrap around, go in, draw up all the 3. You got to pull through. That's 1 half double crochet. Go into the next, half double crochet 2. Go into the next, and that's 3. And that's 4. Go into the next, that's 5. And into the next, and that's 6. So 6 half double crochets. And we're going to make 2 half double crochet increase in the next 3. So wrap around, go into the next, draw up or pull through all the 3, and go back in the same and make a half double. Again, a second set, and the 3rd set. So after that, we're going to slip stitch on the top. Okay, so there is the sole of our shoe, and now I'm going to just snip off. You could chain 1 and snip off. Let me just chain 1 here, and then I'm going to snip off a little tail and pull to secure. So that's it. The sole of our shoe is ready. So now that we have that out of the way, we are going to move on to our next color, taking our next lighter shade and making it a double yarn. Now pretty much where you ended the sole of your shoe is the center, so just taking that into account, taking that as the center of the shoe, I am going to go in between. I'm gonna go in here, in this gap here, okay, and I'm gonna grab my new color, okay, like so, and I'm gonna go into the very next hole there, and again I'm gonna grab this yarn, and I'm going to make and bring up that yarn, and I'm going to make a single crochet. That is 2 loops on your hook, pull through both. So go back into that, go behind that post, bring up the yarn from behind, so 2 loops, wrap around and pull through both. So again, go into that next, come back through the other side of the post, draw up and pull through both. So go back, do the same. So this is the repeat. What you're going to do is find the gaps, go behind the post, bring up the yarn and make a single crochet. So we do this all the way around, 1 single crochet behind the post all the way across the sole. Go into the gap behind the post, come back out, draw up a loop, 2 loops, pull through both. That's your single crochet. So it'll start looking like this, the sole of your shoe and the body, so it'll start working the height. So we do this and I will meet you towards the end. Alright, so coming towards the end of this row, I am just going to slip stitch in the first single crochet we made, and we're going to do 1 more row of single crochet. So I'm going to chain 1 for the height and go back in the same loop and make a single crochet. So drop a loop, 2 loops, pull through 2. So go back into the next and make 1 single crochet. So it's just going to be 1 single crochet all the way across for this row, and the chain 1 is not going to be counted as a single crochet. We are just adding a chain 1 for the height. So just make 1 single crochet all the way across and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so one thing I wanted to add up here is as we are making our single crochets, I am going to mark for making the toe area of the shoe. So after about 14 single crochets, I am going to add a thread or a stitch marker here to know that I am to start my decreases for the toe part of the shoe. So I'm going to add the stitch marker there, and I'm just going to continue on with my single crochet. There's no change in the stitch, but I am just adding a marker for to know where I have to start the decrease. It's not in this row, but we are going to go ahead and do the decrease in the from the next row. So I'm just going to add that marker there. I added on the 14th stitch, so according to the length you have, both the sides should be equal, and if you're taking 14 on one side, you should have 14 on the other as well. The last 14 stitches or equal to the other side, and add a stitch marker there, and just proceed with making 1 single crochet for this row. Okay, so coming to the end, I am just going to slip stitch in the top of the first single crochet we made, and that's it. So that's our row 2. And moving on to row 3, I'm going to chain 2, and this row we're going to make double crochet. So chain 2 for the height, double crochet in the same stitch, and 1 double crochet till we reach the stitch marker. That is how many ever stitches you have. So 1 double crochet till you reach the stitch marker. This boot is pretty quick to do. It's really simple. So it just needs single crochets and double crochets and we are done. So just go ahead, 1 double crochet till you reach the stitch marker. Make sure you have equal on the both sides, so the remaining is what you have for the toe. So I'm not giving you the number because each of our sizes differ, and I don't want to confuse you with the number I have and the number you will get. So just make sure both the sides you have equal and the remaining is for your toe. So make a double crochet in every stitch until we reach the stitch marker, because you're going to start decreasing. Okay, so I have reached my stitch marker with double crochets, and now I am going to bring the stitch marker up so that I know this is where I have to continue for the next row. So I am going to add a double crochet decrease. So wrap your yarn, go in, draw up a loop, wrap your yarn again, go into the next and draw up a loop. So we have 4 loops on the hook, wrap around and pull through all the 4. Okay, so wrap around, go into the next, draw up, wrap around, go into the next, draw up 4 and pull through all 4. So that's my last decrease. 4 loops on my hook, wrap around, and I'm pulling through all the 4. So that's done. I'm going to bring my stitch marker back up, and I'm going to continue on to the end with 1 double crochet in every stitch. So go back, do 1 double crochet all the way across. So it is going to be 3 rows of decreases, and it's always going to be a double crochet. So if you want, you can go ahead, finish all the 3 rows from here, or if you're watching me, please continue. So just 1 double crochet in every stitch until we reach the end. If you guys like the written pattern for this, please let me know in the comment section. So I will add up a written pattern probably in the description box. So I'm come to the last double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch on the top of the first double crochet. So there, and that's our row 3, and you can see that it's starting to close in a little over here, and that's kind of gonna give you a boot shape. So as you have moved your stitch marker up, we know that from the next row onwards we are going to do a decrease from the next stitch marker down. So we're moving on to row 4. We're going to chain 2 again for the height alone, wrap around and go in and make a double crochet in the same stitch. So that's your first double crochet. So 1 double crochet till we reach the stitch marker again. So that was my last double crochet. I'm going to bring the stitch marker back up, and now I'm going to start my decrease. So it's the same double crochet decrease. So go into the first loop, draw up a loop, wrap around, go into the first loop, draw up a loop, wrap around, go into the next and draw up a loop. So 4 loops, pull through all the 4. So wrap around, go in, draw up, wrap around, go in and draw up and pull through all 4. Wrap around, go in, draw up, wrap around, go in and draw up and pull through all 4. So wrap around, go in, draw up, wrap around, go in and draw up and pull through all 4. So wrap around, go in, draw up, wrap around, go in and draw up and pull through all the 4. wrap around, go in, draw up, wrap around, go in and draw up, and pull through all 4. So bringing my stitch marker back up, I am going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch until the end. So 1 double crochet, wrap around, go in, draw up 3 loops on your hook, pull through 2 and through 2. So go in, draw up through 2 and through 2, go back into the next, and 1 double crochet. So 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way down back to the beginning or the end. So 1 double crochet all the way down in every stitch. So coming to the end, I just have 2 more double crochets, and that's my last double crochet. And I'm going to slip stitch on the top of the first double crochet we made. Right. So now you can see the shoe is forming, the boot is forming to take its shape, and you can see that the decreases are starting to close in. So as you put your leg through, this is going to be the toe area of the shoe. Right, moving on to row 5. So chain 2 again, and again 1 double crochet till we reach the stitch marker. So 1 double crochet in every stitch till we reach the stitch marker. So coming to the stitch before the stitch marker, I'm putting the last double crochet over there, and then I'm going to bring the stitch marker back up. So this is the last row of a decrease. So we have only 3 rows of decreases. The first one we decreased the double crochet, and again the second one we decreased the double crochet, and even this is going to be the last row of the decrease. So wrap around, go into the next, draw up a loop, wrap around, go into the next, draw up a loop, 4 loops, and pull through all the 4. So just do a decrease in this row, and this is going to be the last row of decreases. And there's going to be a little change in this from now, so please watch carefully. Okay, so that was my last decrease. I'm bringing the stitch marker back up just for now, and I'm going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way to the end. So finish off with 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way to the end. So coming to my last stitch in this last 2 stitches, I'm just going to add 1 double crochet in every single stitch, and that's my last double crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch in the top of the first double crochet we made. Right. So now you can remove the stitch marker, we don't need it anymore. Right. So make the sole, and then 1 single crochet by going back post, and then 1 single crochet, or a row of 1 single crochets all the way around, a row of double crochets with decreases. So please mark equal sides for both the ends, both the sides of the shoe, and then leave the remaining for the toe of the shoe. I'm not giving you a number because the numbers will vary according to the yarn we use and according to the hook size. And the second row, and again followed by 2 more rows of decreases. Just decrease it, and that's it. So I am actually going to stop here because the boot is going to take a different form. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to chain 1 here, and I'm just going to snip off a bit of the yarn. Okay, so now as you see, this is our decrease, and I have a final of 4 decreases in the last decreased row. So coming to the gap just prior to the decrease, I'm just gonna put my hook through here into that double crochet stop, bring my yellow yarn back here, and I'm gonna just grab this yarn, just chain 1 to secure, and I am going to make a row of single crochets until we reach the double crochet prior to the decrease. So you can see the decreases pretty clearly in the work. So just this double crochet before the decrease, I am going to come do a single crochet all the way there. So chain 1 is done, and I'm going to put one single crochet back in the same stitch. So that's one. Hold the tail along so that we can work it all the way, and one single crochet in every stitch across. So just go in, draw up a loop, wrap around and pull through both. Go in, draw up a loop, wrap around and pull through both. So one single crochet in all the stitches all the way across until we come to the double crochet prior to the decrease. So just keep doing this the same way. We're going to go finish in the double crochet just prior to the decrease. So I'm just going to make my last single crochet there. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are not going to continue down the same place. So after reaching the double crochet prior to the decrease, we finish one last single crochet there, we chain one and we turn the work and go back in the same stitch and make a single crochet. And now I want to make gaps for the lace to pass through. So after doing the first chain and single crochet in the same space, I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to skip 2 of these single crochets. So I'm skipping 2 single crochets, and on the third I'm going to make 1 single crochet. So this kind of forms this sort of a gap for us to work with. And again we're going to go and make 1 single crochet in the rest of the stitches. Yeah, so coming to the end, I have 4 more single crochets left, 4 single crochets left. So what I'm going to do is make 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and I'm going to chain 2 again here, just the same way we did here for the hole. So I'm going to make a chain 2, and skipping 2 single crochets, I am going to single crochet in the last stitch. So just make sure you are 4 single crochets ahead, and I am going to chain 1 here and turn my work. So I'm going to put 1 single crochet back in the first place where I started off with chain 1, and remember this gap, we're going to put 2 single crochets back in that. We skipped 2, so we're going to put back 2, and then just 1 single crochet all the way around and 2 single crochets in that gap space. So do this and I'll meet you towards the end. So coming towards the gap, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in that chain 2 space, and 1 single crochet in the last space. And again I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So again this row is going to be the row we made with the gap. So again chain 1, 1 single crochet back in the same space, and chain 2, skip 2 single crochets and single crochet in the third space, and again single crochet all the way down to the other side. So we're gonna make this is actually kind of like a repeat row, but you can just watch along because I am not going to fast forward it. I'm just gonna work it and show you how to do the next as well. So again coming back to the last 3 chain single crochets, chain 2 and 1 single crochet in the last and chain 1, turn your work, 1 single crochet all the way across. This time 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space. So my last single crochet, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work again, and again we're going to make this gap. So chain 1 space, we're going to make 1 single crochet in the starting, chain 2, jump 2 single crochets and single crochet in the third spot, and continue single crochets all the way down until you have 3 single crochets remaining. Then we chain 2 and single crochet in the first spot. Okay, so coming to the last 3, chain 2 again and jump to the last, make a single crochet there, chain 1 and turn your work, and this is going to be the last row. So let's just add 1 single crochet in the same chain 1 space and 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space and one single crochet all the way around until we reach the other side of the chain 2. So again, coming down to the last chain 2 space, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in that chain 2 space, and then 1 single crochet towards the last single crochet, and that's it. We chain 1 here, and I'm going to snip off the yarn here. Pull to secure. Okay, so remember we left the space here, so I have about 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna make that front flap for the boot, so in this 4th space. So again, go back into any side which you're comfortable with, either from the left or right, it's up to you. And going into that decreased gap, I am going to grab the yarn, bring it up, and I am going to just chain 1 to secure. Actually, we're going to chain 2. So chain 2, 1 double crochet back in the same space, so that's 1 double crochet, and then go into the next decrease and make 1 double crochet in that. Go back, wrap around and go into the next decrease and make 1 more double crochet there. Wrap around, go into the next decrease, make a double crochet there as well, so that's 3, and I'm going to make my final double crochet in the 4th space. Okay, so we are going to be having 5 double crochets, and I'm going to chain 2 again, turn your work, and I am going to make 1 double crochet back in the same spot, and we're going to make 4 more double crochets. And just make 1 double crochet in that chain 2 space, otherwise we are not going to have an even length on both the sides. Okay, so chain 2 again, turn your work, and 1 double crochet all the way down. So if you think the flap height is enough for you, I am going to stop with 3 rows of it, and that's it. So I'm going to chain 1 here again. You could close off here, or it's up to you. So I'm just going to chain 1 here, turn my work, and make 1 single crochet in every stitch. So go back in the same and make 1 single crochet just to have a clear finish. So I'm just adding that detail over here. So 1 single crochet all the way around, and chain 1 and snip it. So taking my brown yarn again, I am going to work the borders of the shoe, so you can attach it from anywhere you like. So I'm just gonna find this spot here, and I'm grabbing the yarn, chain 1 to secure, and just 1 single crochet or 1 slip stitch, I think. I'll go with a slip stitch, so just gonna make 1 slip stitch in every stitch until I meet here. So it's just going to give a definition for the shoe with the color difference and everything. So I'm just going to add this slight detail to the shoe. So coming towards the end, I'm just going to make 1 last slip stitch here, and we're going to slip stitch on the top of the first slip stitch we made. That chain 1 and cut off, and that's it. So I'm just gonna tag along these tails off camera, and I'll meet you guys once I'm done with that, and I will show you how to make the lace for this. So go ahead, tag in your tails and make it look neat like that, and I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I will meet you guys to do the lace. So see you then. Alright, so I've got my tails nice and tucked away, and the boots are ready, so all that's left to do is to get the lace done. So for this lace, I'm going back to my brown yarn and taking it as double yarn again. I'm going to make a slip stitch, and I am going to chain and 130. So I have made 130 chains, and make sure that your tension is very tight because this is not a working chain. What I'm going to do now is just add a bit of a definition to this lace. So 130 chains, okay, make it 131, and I am going to slip stitch all the way down. So I'm going to go into the second chain, draw up a loop and pull through. So I am going to make 130 slip stitches. So this is how my lace is going to look. So there we have it, our boots are ready. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do make sure to like, share and subscribe. Share your views in the comment section below. Thank you.